Hello everyone. In today's episode of Your Home Inside Out with KS Associate, today we have Aditya Gupta. Aditya is a mortgage loan specialist having experience of over 18 years in facilitating loans like housing loan, loans against property, overdraft limits. This includes 3 years of working with ICICI Bank as a credit underwriter, which today helps him review a loan proposal from banker's perspective. By qualification, he is chartered accountant, he is completed at the ripe age of 21 years only. His company, Infinity Credit Consultants LLP, is empaneled with all major mortgage players like HDFC Limited, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, and many others. Welcome, Aditya. How are you doing?
Thank you, Karan.
Thanks for taking out time for our viewers to explain, the money matters, which actually matters a lot. So, when we think about, let's say, a housing loan, the first thing comes to anybody's mind is rate of interest,
Absolutely.
which is the prime thing. And when we discuss rate of interest, a lot of financial consultant or banks ask us or point question at us: floating rate of interest, fixed rate of interest, and other technical terms which a layman doesn't really understand. So if you can just explain those terms, explain us which is a better rate of interest to go for, opt for as a consumer, that will be really helpful.
Okay. So see, you're right, absolutely. That is the first question which normally people ask us, what is the interest rate? Because that's the actual outflow or the expense for the customer. So there are two kind of interest rate as you've heard. One is the floating rate of interest, one is the fixed rate of interest.
Yes.
Floating or adjustable rate of interest as you hear. So these days, practically, if you ask me, 99.9% of the loans are done on floating rates only.
Okay.
And they hover between, they can start from as low as 6.5%, between 6.5 to 7%. And if you ask me, home loan is the cheapest way you can raise money in India. There is no other loan available at a rate lower than housing loans. So banks say that this is the most secured way of lending, so that is why the interest rates are lower.
Okay.
And as I said, 99% of the loans are done on floating rate because floating rate loans attract zero prepayment charges. Whereas fixed rate of interest will attract a prepayment charges up to 2%. So normally nobody wants that. So these days all loans are done only on floating rate loans.
Okay, so as per you, floating rate of interest are, which is adjusted time to time, and fixed rate of interest is something where the rate will stay constant for the whole duration of the
period. So the floating rates are actually linked to the RBI's repo rate, which is 4% as of now.
Okay.
Banks will charge a markup on that, and that markup remains fixed. Tomorrow when RBI's repo rate changes, accordingly your rate of interest can change.
Okay.
Will change.
So as you said, there are no prepayment charges in case we take a floating rate of interest. So are there any initial charges as well when we take a loan?
So home loan again, that way also it's one of the charges are the minimal. It's a very competitive product. So if you are a salaried borrower, then the home loan charges could be as low as maybe maximum or 10,000 rupees depending on the bank.
Okay.
And for a businessman profile, it can go up to 0.25%.
Okay.
Up to maximum. And as I said, there are no exit clause, there are no exit charges because prepayment charges are zero in case of housing.
Okay, that's really wonderful. So when we talk about, let's say, a loan amount, if I let's say apply for a home loan, so what is the loan amount I can obtain any property, just to have a sense of amount I can obtain from the bank. So when I go in the market to look for a property, I can look for a suitable property, I can acquire the loan from the bank.
Yeah. So this is also a very commonly asked question, that how much loan I can get. Normally we assume that it's 80%, but actually RBI has also regulated this. So it depends on the amount of loan that you're taking.
Okay.
So to promote budget housing for loans up to 30 lakhs, the maximum loan you can get is up to 90% also.
Okay.
You pay just 10%, balance 90% the banking fund. If the loan varies between 30 to 75 lakhs, then you will get 80%.
Okay.
If you normally understand.
Okay.
But if the loan exceeds 75 lakhs, the housing loan exceeds 75 lakhs, and the maximum funding allowed as per RBI to any bank is 75%.
75%.
That's the maximum you can get, 75%.
That's nice to know how much money we can freely,
25%.
not freely, but can
Yeah.
on cheap rate of interest we can get from the bank.
Yes.
And a lot of let's say tomorrow I need a loan, so I can also the bank I'm banking with, I can take a loan from them. So is there any benefit or what we should keep in mind when we are engaging let's say a mortgage loan specialist like you? So what are the benefits a customer can get?
Okay, so you're right. I mean, every person would be having his own bank or set of banks. You can always approach them also directly. But when you approach a person like me, like a mortgage loan consultant, we will help you identify the right lender based on your own profile and your own requirement. So there are so many banks. You might be banking with maybe 1 or 2, maximum 3 banks, whereas there are at least 12 different private banks in the market, and there are PSU banks. So as a loan consultant, our primary job is to identify the right lender based on your income documents and, more importantly, the property in question. We have to understand the property papers, the sanction plans and all, and based on all that, then your own requirement, we will help you identify the best lender for you in terms which give you the best interest rate and the best loan amount, and then we will facilitate the entire documentation as per that particular bank or lender. That's where our role comes.
So basically you can provide all the banks options sitting at home or at office. You can give plus and minuses of all the bank, and then any person can choose from that bouquet of products what they want or what actually suits them.
Correct.
Okay. So these are all if somebody wants to take a fresh loan, but let's say if you already have existing loan and probably I want to close it early or want better services on it, can you help there as well?
Yeah, so your existing loan is just like a portfolio, like you have your own mutual fund portfolio or another investment portfolio which you need to manage and check routinely. Same way, loan also you need to review it after every few months. If you find that your interest rates is higher and you're hearing in the market that the interest rates have lowered or you earned a lesser rate of interest, you can always first approach your existing lender, negotiate with them, ask them that whether they can reduce the rate of interest as per the ongoing market rates. And if you want new like a top-up loan, you can always talk to the existing lender. If you think they are not offering favorable conditions and not meeting the requirement, we can always approach other banks in the market. And again, as I said, we will help you identify that new bank, and we'll facilitate the entire process.
So is this process is like seamless in case we transfer one loan to another financial institution or bank, or it requires any hassles from the customer point of view?
Yeah, so documentation is required because then here you have to coordinate with 2 banks, the old one and the new one. Okay, but yes, the new bank would be more forthcoming because they see that they have an existing customer is having an existing track account. So it is easier for the new lender to take over the loan with lesser documentation and lesser hassles. Yeah.
And how long the whole process takes?
All depends on how soon you complete the documentation.
But let's say after providing documentation,
maybe as low as 2 weeks to maybe a month's time.
So maximum 30 days we can switch one loan to another, bank to another bank or a financial institution and enjoy the same services at a better service or let's say better rate.
Definitely.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your valuable time. I hope it's been valuable information for you. Do let us know in case you have further queries. We'll get them answered from Aditya, or get you connected to Aditya. And do like and subscribe this if you want more informative sessions like this, or if you want some particular topics to be covered, do let us know. We'll ask the concerned specialists of that field and get you all the answers. Thanks a lot. Keep watching.